Hey there, just a quick intro before I get to the channeled message. After I filmed the video, Spirit connected some dots for me and basically said that this message is tied to the eclipse that is happening today, the day I post this video, August 12th, 2026. And of course, celestial events have a window of time. So this is an eclipse season, which started a few days ago, and it goes for a few more weeks from now. And this particular eclipse season is involving a massive purging of karma and heavy, dense grief from the collective. So you may have experienced some of this already, or you may over the next few weeks. And if you are a transmuter of heavy, dense energies, you'll be transmuting some of your own personal grief as well as some of the collectives. So that's just a little heads up. And Spirit told me that this particular moment of release is significant because it's actually releasing one of the layers of third density from the earth. So we're making like this major leap forward towards a 5D reality with this eclipse season. And because in order to become a fifth density planet, we need to shed the 3D. And we do that layer by layer, Spirit showed me. So I wanted to share this up front to give this message a little bit more context and just to share the significance of this time period and this message that I didn't really fully realize until after I finished filming. So thank you so much for being here. And now here's the message. Hello, beautiful soul. I'm hearing that the angels are in the east. So I heard this while I was meditating before opening up this reading. So I looked up the significance of that, and I want to share with you what I found, and then I'm going to draw some cards to get us a little bit more information and see what message Spirit wants to share at this time. So the east is associated with the rising sun, which points to the illumination of God breaking through the darkness, divine mercy, heavenly intervention, and new beginnings. Something else that it's also associated with is the Garden of Eden. So cherubim were placed at the east of Eden to guard the way back to the tree of life, making the east a threshold between human exile and divine presence. And I filmed a reading a couple days ago. I don't think I've posted this one yet. I filmed a few readings recently that I haven't posted yet. And in that reading, I heard going back to the garden. And the Lover's card in tarot has been showing up for me a lot recently. And there's something there, like we're being called back home. And I know this is something that is a regular part of the human journey. The spiritual journey is always about going back home and connecting with the divine and our divine essence, our divine birthright and all of that. But there's something that is going on right now on the planet where the divine is very, very present in our world at this time, even though it may not seem like it. But because of where we are in the world at this time, the divine is very, very present, and like things are happening in the unseen that we're not aware of. But I'm really feeling that in the coming like weeks and months, they're going to make their presence known in various ways, big and small. Okay, so getting back to this east thing, the angels in the east. The east is also associated with the element of air, which represents clarity and fresh inspiration and ideas and the very breath of life. So that's very significant. I've been really connected to the element of wind recently. That may resonate for some of you also. If you just feel like when you're, it sounds kind of strange, but when you're like in the wind, do you feel like Spirit is trying to get your attention, is trying to speak to you? Like maybe you think you hear whispers on the wind, like really tune into that if that resonates with you. Also, Archangel Raphael is considered the Archangel of the East. So I'm sure that's why he's the angel that is present on the Rider-Waite version of the tarot. So he oversees that threshold between human exile and the divine. And the other little thing I just wanted to mention about that Lover's card is shadow side of that is the Devil card in tarot. And that's when issues of like control and possessiveness take hold. And this is something that, you know, we're dealing with as humanity. And it's like it's coming to a boiling point that it just hasn't reached before. So without getting into any more of that, let's pull some cards and see what Spirit wants to share as a message right now. I've got the Archangel Oracle. I'm going to start with that. Wow. Okay, so Archangel Raziel is coming out with the inner workings. There are hidden truths below the surface. Dig deeper. This really resonates with me. I had an experience in my meditation this morning where I was kind of called on a journey to go like really deep inward. And I talked about that also in a recent reading I just posted. I think the thumbnail says "Say Yes," and it's about an inner journey. So it's interesting how these messages are all starting to tie together. Like I'm getting this thread that's running through my messages right now. So yeah, we're being called to go inside, connect with hidden truths that are below the surface. There's things that I feel like some have been hidden from us intentionally by, I want to say, nefarious forces, whatever way that resonates for you, but also just things that we've been so busy just with our human lives that we've really got disconnected from Spirit. And we're just being invited to reconnect with Spirit, to be intentional about our attention and where we're placing our attention right now. And we're really being called to place it inwards. So let's pull some tarot and see what else comes through here. Spirit, what do you want to tell us today in this message? Wow, okay. 8 of Wands. So this is a card of communication, movement and travel, but the way it's coming through for me right now is this communication, like literally as above, so below, right? Like these messages are coming in. If you are connected with Spirit, if you're someone who is spiritually awakened and you're already receiving messages from Spirit, like they're going to be so clear. Like we mentioned a minute ago with that East energy and the air energy, this is Mercury in Sagittarius. This is air, but it's, you know, the suit of fire, but it's like this spiritual energy. It's just flowing so clearly right now. So these messages that you're getting from Spirit, like they are coming in, and it's just a matter of us having our vessel opened enough to receive them. But they are here, and I'm really feeling this so strongly, and I feel like that's the main message that Spirit is trying to bring through right now, is that like we're surrounded by so much divine help and presence. And even if it's just help in terms of like preparing us internally for the times to come, that help and support is here now. But we just have to be open enough to receive it and to keep our channel clear. Okay, so this is something else that's been coming through me personally, and I know that I'm connected to this collective. So you're just being called also to keep your channel really clear right now. And that means being really intentional about the things that could clog up your channel. So it's the things that you're paying attention to in the physical world. Where your attention goes, energy flows. And right now, we're being called to place our intention and our energy inward. And when we do that, and we kind of like tune out the noise, these messages coming from the divine are going to enter our vessel more clearly. Like when your channel is clear, just like static on a radio, right? It needs to be tuned into a clear frequency in order for you to hear what is on that channel. So this is what we're being asked to do, to clear our channel so we can receive these messages that are coming through. Okay, Spirit, what else do you want to say here? Okay, the 5 of Cups. Yeah, I just feel like that's touching on like grief. That is something that I've been sensing in the collective. I just thought something flipped over here. Let me just look while I'm talking. I've been sensing that heavy, heavy grief in the collective in the recent, just very recently, like last week or two. I'm really picking up on that. And I don't know if you're picking that up also. And if you are, I don't know, I'm not seeing that card. You may be a transmuter of energy. And it can feel really kind of heavy. I'm getting like this heavy energy. I'm like the cloak here on him. It almost feels like he's kind of being weighed down by like the weight of the grief in the world. Just know that it's not necessarily like your own. So Spirit's saying a couple of different things here. You are processing your own grief, the grief that has showed up in your own life that maybe hasn't been processed yet. But if you are a transmuter of collective grief, you are also doing that at this time. And it can feel really heavy. But just know that you wouldn't be asked to do this if this wasn't something that you had the ability to do and that you came here and wanted to do. Like, it's one of the ways that you are showing up as a light worker is to transmute grief. And there's something here too about, it says on the oracle card, look, the Lover's on the bottom of the deck. I just saw that as I was picking up this card. The hidden truths below the surface. And then this card's right next to it. It's like letting these messages, this energy, like reach deep, deep within you. And it's going to help transmute this grief. And this is just something we're doing in co-creation with the divine to like purge the collective of this density. That's just one of the ways that we are slowly ascending, and we're raising our vibration and we're raising our consciousness. We have to transmute these heavy, dense energies. This is how we're releasing the 3D from our conscious awareness and allowing that 5D consciousness, that elevation and frequency to come into our vessels. Okay, let me get a little bit more here and see where we're going. Yeah, I feel like I'm seeing these two cards right next to each other. Like, look how it's just like clearing. It's just allowing a clear pathway to purge all of this heavy, dense energy. Ooh, cards are flipping kind of wild here. Okay, we're getting the Queen of Wands. And the Two of Pentacles fell out also, and it's in reverse. I'm hearing with this, we don't want to recycle this energy. And that's what we've been doing for so long. We keep repeating these cycles of grief and pain, death, I'm hearing. Yeah, there's something coming through here about like karmic cycles and not repeating those cycles any longer. And that's one of the things that transmuters of this heavy, dense energy are doing, is allowing us to get off this like merry-go-round of karma, and like we're helping clear that out of the collective. So I wasn't expecting this message to go here, but here we are. Okay, so this Queen of Wands, Spirit, what do you want to tell me about this Queen of Wands? Yeah, there's something here about the divine feminine that is very, very prevalent in what's going on in the collective right now. And it's like the feminine energy coming up into her power. And Spirit's saying a lot of the transmuting is being done through the feminine. And transmuting the pain of the feminine, okay? So I've had so many messages recently about the divine feminine and how we're rising up. And I'm just, going with the messages, even if they're sort of similar. This is something that's really important. And, each person that is like a channeler and a reader who's bringing messages, you'll see that we have like similar threads in our messages, because we're here to play our part in this. And the messages that I'm here to share have a lot to do right now with the divine feminine, like healing, like the loss, the grief, the pain that we've gone through as a collective, and what we're doing in the collective to like regain our power is how I'm getting this. And that's just helping transmute the ways that the feminine has been oppressed. Like I'm really drawn to the lions on this card, right? And lions are symbols of power, and Spirit's also saying royalty. It's like reclaiming your royalty, your divinity, your place on the throne as a divine being. Okay, Spirit, what else do you want to say here? It's like digging deep to find this Queen of Wands within you. And you know, this applies to men too. It's not just a message for women, but it's, you know, look deep inside to see what role you can play if you are a man in this healing of the wounded divine feminine, because everyone has aspects of the feminine and masculine within them, and we all are called to heal the wounded aspects of both of those that we all hold, and to bring it into greater balance. And just how, like if you are a man, how you can support the collective purging of pain. And it's not just the pain of the feminine, but also just purging this dense grief that is in the collective. Okay, Spirit, what else do you want to say here? Six of Cups. Yeah, there's something here about, like, I'm hearing innocence lost. Innocence lost. Isn't that like a book too? I can't think of the author, you know, really old, but it just speaks to, yeah, just, you know, the past too, clearing the past, clearing grief out of all of our past lives. When we do this work now in the present, because, you know, everything is in the now, everything's existing in this now moment, and the work that we do, the healing work we do now, heals aspects of the past, the future, all of it. It has a I'm hearing a permanent effect on the collective when we do this work, and it heals, yeah, our own past, it heals the past of our ancestors, on and on, Spirit is saying. Yeah, it's like we're not repeating cycles. Like this is a time when we're really like doing this final purge of karma. The Knight of Swords. It's like showing up in your mission, like with this sort of determination to like be of service is what I'm getting from this Knight of Swords. You know, he's considered like the knight in shining armor who like races in and says like I'm here to do the thing I signed up to do. Sudden truths may come to light also. That's one of the meanings of the Knight of Swords, and the Oracle card that says there are hidden truths below the surface. Like there's things in the collective that just have not been cleared out. And it's like that really, really deep stuff that we're working through right now. So if things have felt like really difficult, Four of Swords healing, if things have felt really heavy and difficult, you may be picking up on more than just your own grief. You may have like memories of the past coming up. I've been going through this myself, like clearing things from childhood that I thought were cleared. And you know, just from my perspective as a woman, a female, there's ways that, I don't know, I guess I could say like, it's kind of like the witch wound is coming up with this Queen of Wands, okay? So it's the ways that the feminine has been oppressed, and the ways that we have played small in order to not, rock the boat, make waves, those kinds of things. I mean, you can just go on and on with all the ways that the feminine has been hurt. And that's just what's coming through this. And it's like digging deep to clear out the grief. And you don't even have to know what those exact incidents were, Spirit is saying. It's just that it's there and it exists in the collective. And we're really going through the healing of that right now. So Spirit, how can we be assisted with this? Okay, 5 of Wands. How can we move through this with more ease? That's too many. 5 of Wands, it's like, it's that struggle. It's that, helping those who are struggling to go through this. Because we're getting also the Strength, Queen of Cups, and a Hanged Man here. So let me sit with this for a second. I mean, Spirit is saying it takes so much strength, right? Like to go through this over and over again. And it's almost like I'm seeing this as the collective, not even like really being cognizant of this, and you're doing this work to help these people who are just like fighting amongst themselves, and you're rushing in like this Knight of Swords, and you're doing this healing work, and really there's no acknowledgement of that happening, and you're really feeling like you're being asked to give a lot of yourself. The Hangman can be sacrifice, strength here, right? Like pulling on your strength, and it's like the strength of your heart and your love and your empathy for humanity is what calls you to this work. It is what gives you your strength. Like these two together always make me think of Braveheart. For some reason I get these two together a lot. You're a gifted healer to be able to do this kind of work for humanity. I'm also getting again like royalty, like with the lions here. And like the crown, she's got this crown on her head. Of course, the Queen of Wands has a crown. It's like, this is what you're here to do. I know a lot of people don't like to hear that, but Spirit's trying to acknowledge you and thank you for what you're doing for the collective. And when it's so hard and so heavy and feels so difficult, Spirit wants you to be acknowledged for that, because most people are too busy like arguing amongst themselves to even have the realization of what really needs to be done, what we really need to be doing, healing as a collective together. So we do this work and it's kind of lonely, but Spirit is saying have patience with others. Sometimes when you have this big heart, this big empathic heart, it's heavy and it gets weighed down, and you're feeling this weight of the world, and Spirit wants you to also be patient with yourself and to give yourself a time out sometimes, right? Take a break from the healing work that you're doing to also make sure you're clearing your own energy and clearing your own vessel, allowing yourself to heal through this. Yeah, we have two queens here, the Queen of Wands, the Queen of Cups. Yeah, this is like the feminine power that's also like rooted in love and compassion. And we can have both. And it's like that feminine, cups are feminine, so the wands are masculine. So it's like the feminine coming into a balance of both her feminine and masculine aspects. So Spirit, what else do you want to say about this message? We started out with being supported by the divine, keeping our channel clear, the Queen of Cups can also be a card of self-care. Right, so again, taking care of yourself as you're doing this healing work is so, so important. So you continue to receive these messages, the guidance from Spirit. You're not alone on doing this. Keeping your own channel and vessel clear so you can feel as good as possible. So you can show up as this Queen of Wands, like in your power, but balanced and just feeling fantastic is what I'm hearing, right? The Queen of Wands is like very magnetic and charismatic, and she's actually, I'm getting like the energy of like that fire energy coming back, like your inspiration and feeling inspired to do this work and to feel honored doing this work, like almost sitting on the throne, like royalty, like I'm here doing the work that I have been called to do, and there's nowhere else I would rather be. All right, let me get one more Archangel Oracle. Spirit saying let's close the reading with that. Yeah, if it's been rough for you recently, I'm sending you so much love, male, female, you know, whatever you're doing, the work that you're doing here as a light worker is making such a huge difference. And open yourself up to Spirit and how Spirit wants to support you at this time, because this can feel like really, really lonely work sometimes. Okay, Spirit, what last Archangel? Jeremiah and personal responsibility. Take responsibility for your choices. This is an opportunity for inner growth. So I just think this is touching back on the acknowledgement that you chose to be this beautiful healer for the world, and you know, see it as an opportunity for your own growth and for the growth of the collective. And yeah, there's just something here about the personal responsibility and just remembering that, I don't know, I know it makes it easier for me when I think that, you know, I chose to come and do this. It helps me heal my own like grief, you know, from my past, from my childhood, the ways that I was wounded. It just helps me see like the bigger picture in that. And I have been told recently by Spirit that not only am I healing specific like woundings from my own inner child, my own childhood, but that as I heal those things in myself, I'm also healing those, and maybe not completely, but I'm like adding to the healing of other people who've experienced similar woundings. And as we each take responsibility for healing our own things, we also heal and we add to the healing of the collective who've gone through similar things, right? There's only so many ways that humans are wounded. Like if you really take a step back and think about all the different things, different ways that people get hurt, there's commonality there, right? Is what I'm trying to say here. Like there's very similar like stories of the ways people have been hurt, and we each have the opportunity to heal those things. And as we do, we heal all of everybody who has experienced those woundings. And not everyone is like equipped to do that. And because that's not their role, that's not what they came here to do. But when we choose to take responsibility and heal our woundings, we help heal those woundings in other people who've experienced similar things. I hope I've articulated that clear enough. So I'm sending you so much love. Let me know how this resonated with you. If you feel like you resonate with this journey, I would love to know your experience with this and where you are with that. And yeah, I will see you really soon. Sending you so much love. Bye.